And I really loved Target. I was in price change. I loved it. At one point, I actually was getting ready to move back to Ohio, but everything kind of fell apart. And then Mom started showing signs of dementia.
Laugh a little, stay a while. Retired life still makes us smile. Sheri and Randy cruising along. Welcome to Sheri, where you belong.
Hi everybody, welcome back to Sheri with Sheri and Randy. We are live here at Lake Paris, which is out in Paris, California. It's a recreational park. It's a really cool place. We were doing a little filming here. We thought it'd be fun to do our second podcast from here. So today, what we're going to talk about is retirement. Retirement isn't the same for everybody. I thought it would be interesting. Randy and I have two different types of retirement going on. And so we thought it would be interesting what my retirement's like and how I got here, and kind of like Randy's retirement and where they're at. And do you want to go first, Randy, or?
Yeah, sure. My story is started in 2015-16. I was diagnosed with
Pulmonary hypertension.
Pulmonary hypertension. And doctors said if I didn't do certain things that I was going to be dead real soon. So I had to stop drinking, been sober for 10 years. Had to do a different lifestyle, changed a lot of things. So it put me in early retirement, obviously, because I wasn't supposed to work. So it put a lot of pressure on my wife and everything. And eventually I had to go back to work.
I think for you, I think the thing that really set you guys back was in California, insurance companies were leaving, and they weren't insuring people who lived in fire zones, which Randy lived, and they had just moved in a new house. All of a sudden, boom, they lost their fire insurance, and they had to go with the state, which their insurance went like 2-3 times more than they were
raised
paying.
Our mortgage on our house $500. And it put us in a real bad spot.
Yeah, and eventually, they had to dip into their savings. They had to, max out their credit cards, and eventually, they had to sell their house, which a lot of people in California had to do around this time.
Yeah.
And it's been a real struggle for a lot of people. And when you're in retirement, it hurt. It hurt. And Randy and Connie were two of the people that it really, really hurt. Yeah,
it did. It hurt us. And we're fine. We're doing okay. But physically, it's been a toll on me. But everybody has their own story, how it starts. Mine was that way. And, but I can't complain, so.
And for me, it was, I moved back to California. I was living in Ohio. My mom had called, and she said she needed help taking care of her dad, my grandpa. And at the time, I was between jobs. I was about to start another job, but I thought, I had family. So I figured it wouldn't be bad to go back to California for a couple years. And with every intention of moving back to Ohio, the job, the people that I was going to go work for, they said, that's fine, come back, we'll find a place for you. So I wasn't too concerned. And so I did come out. My grandpa passed away like within a year. And then unfortunately, I got sick. I ended up getting a tumor in my uterus. I had to have a full hysterectomy. So that took about a year to recover from that completely. And so that took up a lot of finances. I had to go back to work. I went to work for Target, and I really loved Target. I was in price change. I loved it. At one point, I actually was getting ready to move back to Ohio, but everything kind of fell apart. And then Mom started showing signs of dementia. Around 2015, I kind of retired from Target because it became too difficult to leave Mom alone. Things just kept happening with her.
Plus physically you weren't doing real well either, with your legs and stuff.
But that was fine. I was okay with that. But it was, luckily for me, or else I wouldn't have left Target, California has a program called IHSS, which is in-home services. In California, what they do is they pay people to take care of people, loved ones, or not even loved ones. There's people that just do that for a living, but people who can't take care of themselves. And Mom qualified for it, and they have a social, you have to go through all this training and background checks and everything. Went through all that. Then they have a social worker that comes out and evaluate, and they decide, how many hours that they're going to give you, and they pay you off of those hours. And their hours are based on what Mom was still capable of doing and not doing. And so the beginning, the hours were, I'd say in the beginning I was making $600 a month, which was way less than what I was making at Target, but it was enough to pay my bills and to have a little extra money over. And it was so worth not having the stress of worrying about Mom while I was at work, because, she had fallen once and came home once and the front door was wide open.
Take off.
Yeah, she'd forget to take her pills, and it was becoming a lot of stress on me, worrying about her, and the fact that I was at home and able to take care of her and watch out for her was worth the $600 I was getting. And then when she passed away, it was like, now what? I had to take early Social Security, because by this time my health had gotten pretty bad with my arthritis and back, and so luckily I had family that I could turn to, and I lived with my sister a couple years, and now I'm living with my brother Randy. And a lot of people, that's what's happening. When they get into retirement and they're living off of Social Security, and they have to live with family, because you literally can't live off of Social Security. So everybody gets together and pools their money, and that's what's happening. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I'd rather live with family, because I don't want to live alone.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it's
works
okay.
out good.
So everybody has their own level of retirement, and what they do in their retirement and how they're living, and the Social Security, or I did not have, when I left taking care of Mom, they didn't give me like a gold watch and a retirement fund. That doesn't happen. I don't know about Connie, if she's going to get that. Definitely Randy didn't get that. So, everybody, it's not like it was in the 50s where the man worked at one job his whole life, got, the gold watch, and got, a nice, severance pay. Yeah, so that's not like that now. It's not the 50s anymore, folks. It's a lot different, and cost of living is different. So there's a lot of variables. So we do the best that we can. We're lucky we have family that we can rely on, and the state. Unfortunately, I have to, get food stamps and whatnot from the state. So that helps, and I'm lucky to live in California that takes care of people that don't have a lot of money. So I'm fortunate with that. So that's our story, Randy and I, how we survive on Social Security and how we're doing in retirement, which leads us to today's one word. I know you all been waiting for it. So Randy, dig in there and pull something out.
Right.
And today's
took
one
two.
word is, you took two?
Two.
Cheetah.
Oh, no, it's one.
Oh, it's one. Okay.
Oh,
Music.
Music.
That's my favorite.
Music.
First thing comes to mind?
Led Zeppelin.
Yep, Billy Joel. It's funny, we think of artists, It's amazing how music, if you stop to think about music, depending on when you're listening to it, it defines the period that you grew up in.
It really
So
does.
you listen to certain stuff like from the 80s and 90s, it's just like that's a different lifestyle that people were living based on the 80s was completely different than the 90s.
Yep.
And the music reflects that. And it's just such great going down memory lane. when it
Music
comes
brings
to
back
music.
so many memories of certain times and
Oh yeah,
issues.
good times. Yeah, and
Good and bad.
and
you
it
know.
comforts you. Music
does.
comforts you. For me, it's an escape, and it relaxes me. And
Actually, two things really came to my mind was Zeppelin, and first thing was Zeppelin. Then right after that was Freebird by Leonard Skinner.
yeah,
How much that song means to me and Tammy, stuff. So, yeah, I mean, music is your outlet. It's just like you said. It calms you. It makes all these beautiful moments in your life. It reminds you when you were younger.
it reminds you of key moments and sad moments.
And sad moments.
But
Yeah,
music is very important.
very important in your life.
It is.
Extremely.
It's a big. For me, it is.
It is for me, too.
If I didn't have music, I don't know what I would do. I mean, I worked in music, so that's how much I love music. So, So that's our word for the day.
That's our word.
What does music mean to you? Comment below.
Comment
Let
below.
us know. So
Please.
thanks for tuning in to this episode of Sheri with Sheri and Randy. We have to have a whole lot of more fun stuff coming your way. We're hoping to do it in the studio where Stevie, maybe he'll make another appearance. Don't forget to tune in. Don't forget to subscribe. And an update on the contest that Randy are having. First 1,000 subscribers, Randy shaves his head into a mohawk. 100,000 subscribers, I completely shave my head. I'm go bald, which I think I kind of need a new haircut anyway. But so what's happened since then? We lost a subscriber. Come on, people, we're going in the wrong direction. We need more. I thought we'd get at least 2 or 3. I didn't think we'd lose one. But anyway, it is what it is. But that's an update on it. So subscribe if you like. Subscribe because we want to get to 1,000 by November.
Yep.
Okay?
Please help us out, guys.
So thanks for tuning in on YouTube and on your favorite podcast. And we'll talk later. See you. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Sheri with Sheri and Randy. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. Have a great week.